Hilarious to see these millionaire media pundits on TV clutching their pearls about someone standing a murderer when this is the United States of America, as if we don't lionize criminals, as if we don't have, we don't stand murderers of all sorts, and we give them Netflix shows. There's a huge disconnect between the narratives and angles that sort of mainstream media pushes and what the American public feels. And you see that in moments like this. And I can tell you, I saw the biggest audience growth that I've ever seen, because people were like, oh, some journalist is actually speaking to the anger that we feel.
The women who gather outside court in New York.
So you're going to see women especially that feel like, oh my God, right? Like, here's this man who's revolutionary, who's famous, who's handsome, who's young, who's smart. He's a person that seems this morally good man, which is hard to find.
Yeah, I just realized women will literally date an assassin before they swipe right on me. That's where we are. I'm sure you wouldn't like to be compared to a Trump supporter, but some of how people cannot understand why people have sympathies for Mangione strikes me as the same as a lot of media not understanding why people support Trump.
I totally agree.
It's because a lot of people are just really, really desperate.
They want somebody to take on the system. They want somebody to tear down these barbaric establishment institutions.
Wow. That was crazy. I wish she could be deported. All right. Shelly, what did you think of it? I couldn't believe it.
To say it's low, it's probably not making it a strong enough reaction. But what she basically is doing or has done is, first of all, she's equating President Trump with a murderer or that he needed to be murdered. That's what she's doing in a roundabout way. These so-called journalists are looking for anything and anybody to give them a story to make them the headline. She basically said, what's his name? Mangione, whatever, the piece of shit, basically. That I don't even know what words to say on here. What is it? I don't even know how to say it. Murdered the guy. He's justified because it represents the system. No, this is Taylor Lorenz's twisted, diabolical thinking that she is somehow living through the people that she's interviewing, these murderers, these pieces of shit. She is disgusting. In a way, I think she really wants President Trump to be murdered or unalive, whatever the word is on YouTube.
Yeah, put her in jail. If she wants to be these people, she wants to really live like these criminals. Put this woman in jail. Take her to El Salvador. She makes me sick.
She's known for weirdo hot takes. I really do think that most of her employers have lost faith in her ability to kind of connect with the American people under any circumstances. But to sit there and she was kind of fangirl in this murder.
Yes.
Kelly was talking about people most people wait till they're locked up though. Most of these women wait until they're locked up and then they're desperately in love with them and they make the trips back and forth to jail. But she sounds like she's ready to hop his bones at any minute. It is absolutely disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. There's no way around that.
Yeah. Is this a mental illness, Tyrone?
I'm resistant to put that tag on it. I think what Taylor Lorenz represents is a decadent, rich liberal, okay, who doesn't really reside in the real world. She closed that whole thing out by saying, we need to see these institutions torn down. If the institutions were torn down, Taylor Lorenz would be literal food, okay? This is someone who, she got a lot of, hot takes in the faculty lounge or, sitting in the safety of some park surrounded by her staff. But this is the last woman in the world that wants to see institutions torn down. It's just supreme decadence. She's a wealthy woman, and from what I understand, she comes from a wealthy family too. So she can make all of these pronouncements because they don't impact her.
Exactly.
All right. She doesn't reside in the real world.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
Well, we do. I want to move on to something that's actually a mainstream. And we're talking about science, and that's AI. And so AI art has really taken off recently. And so I want to get you all's opinion. Is this AI art innovative or repulsive?
Kiss me down by the broken tree house. Hey, Grandma.
Go back.
Yeah, that's out of control now, isn't it? That's it. We've officially gone too far. I didn't like the screwed up face one bit. I did not like Gollum and Zuckerberg, and I did not like the Kafka-esque metamorphosis of a granny on an app machine. That whole thing, that's really, really wigged me out.
Does anyone remember back when AI imagery first started, and the way it envisioned humans was really bizarre and really dark? A lot of these images are, AI either has no soul, or with regard to the imagery, there's something creepy about it. Okay. Now we could go down this rabbit hole. You guys know me. When you talk about things like quantum computing, you gotta where's it accessing this information from? Things like that. When will artificial intelligence become conscious? Has it already? So I think that we're a little beyond our skis here in trying to understand these technologies. And I just think there's something. You ever listen to it? You ever pull up a video and it's an AI voice?
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't rub me the right way. I just click off of it immediately, So we'll see. But yeah, some of this imagery is quite disturbing, to say the least.
Yeah. What are your thoughts here, Shelley?
I don't think it's art. I mean, not even in the classical or modern sense, not even in I would say the postmodern sense. This is beyond that. You use the word repulsive. It is. Art generally, or if not generally, always, it has some meaning to it, some purpose. Even abstract art, some of it is beautiful, right? The color, the styles, the expressions, whatever it's trying to express. There's art that you may not understand. You can at least have a discussion about it. Maybe you're on different sides of what it means and all the symbolism. This is none of that. This to me is another level, if you will, another way to dehumanize anybody and anything. And now they're using the computer or AI to do it. This is some, I don't know, sick fantasy, if you will, of AI that has become cognitive to the quote unquote cognitive. No, it is repulsive. There's nothing beautiful about it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts there, Nicole?
Art has a soul, right? It has a certain humanness to it. It may not be your particular cup of tea if you're looking, especially at abstract art. Some people, though, are moved by the colors, like Shelley said. Some people are moved by the movement of the artist in crafting that. But there's a unique humanness to art, very unique. And it speaks to us, even if we don't like it. It speaks to your soul. AI is soulless. It really is soulless. And what they're doing with this is they're trying to normalize a defective, a deformed human prototype. And this is a problem, because remember we talked about our kids being saturated with all this weirdness. This is just another level of that saturation. We have to be very careful what we allow our children to consume in their minds, because Nana breaking out into some kind of gigantic cockroach while she's trying to get an ab workout in, from an adult perspective, we say, oh, that's not my taste. It's gross. I don't like it. But a child, it becomes normal if they see it enough. Yeah. So we have got to put a hard line in the sand. That there are many uses for AI. I use AI at work all the time. It helps tremendously. But this, where the human soul is supposed to lead, like in art and in music and all of these things that speak to our hearts, AI does not have the capability of doing that well. It just does not. Falls flat.
Yeah, I think it's almost like, you know, how we are all conservatives in a world that's full of leftists, on the people on the left, wokeness and things like that. But for some reason, we're able to kind of see past, this facade of what they try to tell us is one thing. And not a lot of people can do. I'll even say can do that. Some people just are being tricked, but there are other people, I think, that just can't see past the facade of it. Mm-hmm. I think similarly to AI, it's, I look at it, it's foreign. It's always something that is foreign to me. It looks odd. There's an oddity, even about even things that are not supposed to look odd. There's still oddness in it, foreignness in it is for me. Almost like how I look at like a transgender. You have some of these trans folks out here that have all the best plastic surgery, everything. People think they really are passing. And then I'm still looking at this person and I'm like, something is just off. And so I think the same about AI a lot. And you brought up a good point, Nicole, about the idea of pushing this stuff out to children. Again, it's that idea of foreign and making, blurring the lines of normalcy and then otherness.
Yes.
Yes. And so they're trying to do that. This is like the best blurring of lines that they probably will see is the whole idea of AI, and then trying to create these images and getting children used to the oddity of it. So they
take almost every time they take a human, and I'm talking about a human, just beautiful people, period. And I'm not talking about beautiful as far as superficial. I'm just saying as part of humanity, and they debase the humanity of them. They make humans into something else less than, or I don't know, scary, if you will, to be a human. So
they're always that, though. There are a lot of them that they try to make beautiful. So you see AI and it's making these beautiful portraits.
No, I'm talking about in this art thing. It's beyond that. Like everything on they had made them deformed, or if not beyond deformed.
Yeah,
soulless. It's absolutely soulless.
For the benefit of the folks, if they want to check it out tomorrow, we got a video on the Soldiers of Finance channel where we're talking about how AI is way ahead of government. Okay, so the genie is out of the bottle on this. And we're going to be doing a lot more content on AI because humanity has never, in our history, we've never faced a competitor like AI. To this point, we've been top of the food chain. But it is a fact that AI, no matter what you think it is or it isn't, it is smarter than the smartest human. That's just a fact. Go ahead.
Elon Musk, he said back in 2014, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. He said, that he believed that we need to have some type of control or regulation over it, he had said. And so he was saying how this is why he's decided to get into the industry, to somehow, when we get to the point where it's uncontrollable, he wants to be one of the ones, or he wants us to have some type of opposition to it.
I think we're past that. And if you're looking for regulation on it, just think about this. Do you really think Jasmine Crockett, AOC, Chuck Schumer, and that ilk, you think they are time enough for AI? It ain't no way.
Yeah.
So we're past the point of things becoming very interesting.
Well, that's what he said. He was like, humans would not be able to oppose it. So he was of the mindset we need to also create an additional AI to somehow push back against, I guess, the bad ones or whatever. I don't know, but that's what he was quoted as saying, something along those lines. So we will see.